Hi there. It's Saturday, February 24th, and time for Proverbs 24. We are on 30 sayings that you should memorize. It said, take them to heart and memorize them. We're on saying number 19. Well, let's jump over there and we'll get smaller here. There you go. And we'll start number 19. Don't be envious of evil people. Now, number 14 was don't be envious of sinful people. Now it's don't be envious of evil people, and don't try to make friends with them. Don't befriend you. Causing trouble is all they ever think about. Every time they open their mouth, someone is going to be hurt. Yeah, you know people like that? Yeah. Saying number 20, verse 3. Homes are built on the foundation of wisdom and understanding. Right? Let's just highlight it all. Homes are built on the foundation of wisdom and understanding. Or understanding, or it takes care to lay the foundations of a house and skill to build it. Right? It takes skill to build a good house. Where there is knowledge, the rooms are filled with valuable, beautiful things. You know what that says over here? By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Right. Saying 21, verse 5. Being wise is better than being strong. Got that? Yes, knowledge is more important than strength, after all. You must make careful plans before you fight a battle. And the more good advice you get, the more likely you are to win. Get it? Got it? Successful people always have lots of advisors around. Even though they might be the smartest one in the room. Some advisor may think of something that you didn't think of. Nope. Saying 22 in verse 7. Wise sayings are too deep for stupid people to understand. Well, they have nothing to say when important matters are being discussed. Saying 23 verse 8. If you're always planning evil, you will earn a reputation as a troublemaker. Any scheme a fool thinks up is sinful. People hate a person who has nothing but scorn for others. Right. Saying 24, verse 10. If you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. What does that say over here? If you show yourself lacking courage on the day of distress, your strength is meager. Right. You know how strong somebody really is if you see how they act under pressure during a calamity. Some people will run and hide, and some people will run into a burning house. So the saying goes. Yeah. Number 25, verse 11. Don't hesitate to rescue someone who is about to be executed unjustly. You may say that it's none of your business, but God knows and judges your motives. He keeps watch on you. He knows, and He will reward you according to what you do. Like that. Saying 26, verse 13. My child, eat honey, it is good, and just as honey from the comb is sweet on your tongue, you may be sure that wisdom is good for the soul. Get wisdom, and you have a bright future. I'm reading it over here. My son, eat honey, for it is good. Yes, honey from the comb is sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is the same for your soul. If you find it, there will be a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Right. So, gotta highlight that whole thing. Eat honey because it's good and it tastes sweet. But be sure that wisdom is just as good for your soul, okay? Which is probably the main thing. You may be sure that wisdom is good for the soul. Okay? Saying 27. And this is verse 15. Don't be like the wicked who scheme to rob honest people or to take away their homes. No matter how often honest people fall, they always get up again. But disaster destroys the wicked. That's it. Don't do that. Saying 28, verse 17. Now this is important. Don't be glad when your enemies meet disaster, and don't rejoice when they stumble. Okay. The Lord will know if you are gloating, and he will not like it, and then maybe he won't punish them. Now, I believe in the original 17 and 18, do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and don't let your heart rejoice when he stumbles. Otherwise, the Lord will see and be displeased and turn his anger away from him. Okay? You're supposed to love everybody. Love your enemies. Okay? That's what Jesus said. Love your enemies. Not easy, but you're not supposed to. Yeah. And when people win, they gloat. Right. Saying 29. Don't let evil people worry you. Don't be envious of them. A wicked person has no future, nothing to look forward to. Okay. Don't let evil people worry you. Because they have no future. Kind of hard with all the stuff going on in politics today, huh? There's some evil people out there, buddy. And they're pretending to be your friend, and they're not. They're just evil people. And number 30. There you go. Have reverence for the Lord, my child, and honor the king. Have nothing to do with people who rebel against them. Such people could be ruined in a moment. Do you realize the disaster that God or the king can cause? And we don't have kings now, so we'll just say the king is Jesus is the king, right? Back then, and in some countries now, they have kings or dictators who have absolute power. I mean, look at North Korea. That guy has absolute power. He has executed people for watching an unapproved TV show, a sitcom, something that's funny. They executed him for that. That's how much power he has. I mean, if you displease somebody like that, that's bad. So be thankful you don't live in countries like that. And if you do, keep quiet. Okay, so that was the 30 sayings. It took 3 days to get through them. And at some point I'm going to read them all off at once and, find a way to go through them quickly. But we have more wise sayings. The wise have also said these things. It is wrong for judges to be prejudiced. You think? It is wrong for judges to be prejudiced. If they pronounce a guilty person innocent, they will be cursed and hated by everyone. Ripped right out of today's headlines, huh? Judges who punish the guilty, however, will be prosperous and enjoy a good reputation. Most of these people in New York, and this judge is a laughingstock. Somebody, Donald Trump, who did absolutely nothing wrong, has been told he was guilty, And everybody hates him now. Everybody. Okay, 26. An honest answer is a sign of true friendship. You got that? Even if it's a bad answer, even if it's not what you want to hear, your true friends will say, don't go out like that. Okay. That shirt's too tight, or those pants are too tight for you. You need to. Okay. A true friend to say that. One that's not a true friend to say, you look fine. Okay. Verse 27, don't build your house or establish home until your fields are ready, and you are sure that you can earn a living. Right? Always count the cost, count your books. What's it say over here? Prepare your work outside and make it ready for yourself in the field. Afterward, then build your house. Okay. In order to start building a house on ground, you have to prepare the ground. Right? Verse 28, don't give evidence against others without good reason, or say misleading things about them. Don't say I'll do to them just what they did to me, and I'll get even. That's important, okay? Never say I'll get even. Don't think it. I know it's hard. We've all been through stuff, but don't. Let the Lord do that. Okay, now we have a story here. I walked through the fields and vineyards of a lazy, stupid person. They were full of thorn bushes and overgrown with weeds. The stone wall around them had fallen down. I looked at this. I thought about it and learned a lesson from it. Go ahead and take your nap. Go ahead and sleep. Fold your hands and rest a while. But while you are asleep, poverty will attack you like an armed robber. Okay? A little resting of the hands, a little folding of... A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Right. Don't be lazy. See, now in this story, this person had everything he needed. Okay? He had everything he needed to have a prosperous farm. He had the land, he had the plants, everything was there. He was just lazy and didn't do anything. Okay? You have everything you need, and you're lazy and don't do anything, poverty will attack you like an armed robber. Take it all away. So that's Proverbs 24. We finished all of our sayings today. Our 30 wise sayings, and I'm going to put those together and maybe print them out so I can actually memorize them. Because it did say in the beginning, it said memorize these. Okay? Go back to 30 wise sayings. Okay, now this is in Proverbs 22, verse 18. You will be glad if you remember them and can quote them. Right? Yeah. And in the original, it would be pleasant if you keep them within you so that they may be ready on your lips. So it says memorize these 30 wise sayings. And yeah, it starts from, and I like the way this Good News translation actually numbers them out. It's kind of cool. Don't take advantage of the poor. Don't make friends with people who have hot, violent tempers. Don't promise to be responsible for someone else's debts. Never move an old property line. Show me someone who does a good job, and I'll show you someone who's better than most. Okay, number 6. When you sit down to eat with someone important, keep in mind who he is. Don't eat more than they do. Right? Be wise not to wear yourself out trying to get rich. Money can be gone in a flash. It's number 7. Number 8, don't eat at the table of a stingy person or be greedy for the fine food he serves. Okay? We talked about all these. Number 9, don't try to talk sense to a fool. He can't appreciate it. Number 10, never move an old property line. And then again. Number 11, pay attention to your teacher and learn all you can. Okay? Number 12, don't hesitate to discipline children. A good spanking won't kill them, and it may save their lives. Number 13, my child, if you become wise, I will be happy. I will be proud when I hear you speaking words of wisdom. That's a father talking to their kids. Number 14, don't be envious of sinful people. Let fear of the Lord, reverence of the Lord, be the concern of your life. That's a good one. Number 15, listen, my child, be wise and give serious thought to the way you live. All right? Don't associate with people who drink too much wine or stuff themselves with food. Number 16, listen to your father. Without him, you would not exist. Okay? If your dad speaks, listen to him. Okay? Give your mother that happiness. Number 17, pay close attention, son, and let my life be your example. Right? You will be the example for your kids, good or bad. Okay? Remember that. Number 18, show me someone who drinks too much. Who have to try out fancy drinks, and I will show you people who are miserable and sorry for themselves. Right? It was 18. And today's number 19. We're going to end up going through all these anyway. So, number 19 was don't be envious of evil people. Try not to make friends with them. Right. Number 20, homes are built on the foundation of wisdom and understanding. Where there is knowledge, the rooms are filled with valuable, beautiful things. 21, being wise is better than being strong. Got that? 22, wise sayings are too deep for stupid people to understand. You're supposed to be able to quote these at will and memorize them. Which for me would take reading them over and over for a long time before I could readily quote all of them. Number 23, if you are always planning evil, you will earn a reputation as a troublemaker. Right? 24, if you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed. Okay? If you're weak in a crisis, then you're just weak. Okay? Number 25, don't hesitate to rescue someone who is about to be executed unjustly. Yeah. Number 26, my child, eat honey, it is good. Just as honeycomb is sweet on your tongue, wisdom is good for your soul. Like that. Get wisdom and you have a bright future. And 27, don't be like the wicked who scheme and rob honest people or take away their homes. Honest people always get back up. Right? Number 28, don't be glad when your enemy meets disaster. Don't rejoice when they stumble. The Lord will know if you are gloating, and he will not like it, and then maybe he won't punish them. Get that? That's important. Love your enemies. Right? You've heard that before. Number 29, don't let evil people worry you, and don't be envious of them. Good advice. Right? And number 30, have reverence for the Lord, my child, and honor the king. Have reverence for the Lord and honor the king, if you have one. So, those are the 30 wise sayings. Right? We went over everything else. So, that's Proverbs 24 and the 30 wise sayings to remember. Go back to 18 here. Yes. Listen, and I will teach you what the wise have said. Study their teachings, and you will be glad if you remember them and can quote them. Right? I want you to put your trust in the Lord. That is why I'm going to tell them to you now. So, there you have it. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh? And, you know, if you want to go over these, that's from Proverbs 22, 23, and 24. You remember that? The 30 wise sayings. Highlight them in your own Bible and go back to them and read them. You know, if you read them every day for a couple of weeks, you probably have them memorized. And you will not believe how that would change your life. So, there you go. Stay tuned later for, we're started Numbers yesterday and we're in Numbers today, and they're taking a census, you know, and finding out how many people there are and how many fighting men they have, and getting all their names and telling them where they camp around the tabernacles in the center. And, you know, somebody's on the north, south, east, and west, different tribes. And it's interesting. So stay tuned for that. Catch up on any of these you might have missed. Give us a like if you think about it. But till later, remember, be humble.